Okay, well, I didn't record it, but I went up against the bullshit again and actually won. They did not get a good of enough starting hand to pull off the ridiculous turn 1 victory. I still think it needs to be banned, but it all came down to Hoopa inside my Murkrow or Honchkrow GX deck, where Hoopa prevents all effects of attacks, including damage, done to it by Pokemon GX and EX. The only attacker that new freaking ridiculously broken deck strat is using is Garchomp and Giratina GX. So I literally shut him down just by having my Pokemon sit there, and I was literally going to wait for him to deck out. That was hilarious. So it's not a guaranteed turn 1 victory, but I still think of all the things that would need to get banned out of it, Lieutenant Surge's strategy. That's the card that needs to get banned.
Welcome to Pokemon. I don't know what this accent is trying to be.
But anyways, we are back with an episode of things, of workshops, of yet another Dark-type deck, because there's a lot of cool stuff out there for Dark types, and I've been thinking about doing this for a while. This is bleeding into that Tier 1 territory, the first deck of its kind for me. I do no idea if I did this right. In fact, this deck felt a little weird to me with the way I was setting it up, but then I was like, well, I'm at exactly 60 cards, so why don't I just try it and see how it goes, and then I can research it afterwards if it's bad. But yeah, so, a little workshop episode here, since you guys seem to like this as well as the actual matches. This deck is based around a very popular card in the expanded format, Greninja and Zoroark GX Tag Team. It has the attack Dark Pulse, which does 30 more damage times the amount of Dark Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. That gets insane quick with the amount of energy acceleration. I can't speak. With the amount of energy acceleration that is available in the expanded format and for Dark types specifically. So that's really it. We also are going to do a variant that I don't see very often, but I've seen it once or twice, where we actually make use of this Pokemon's Dark Union GX attack, where we put 2 in any combination of Dark Pokemon GX and EX from our discard pile onto our bench. And we are using that to get Incineroar GX from our discard pile onto our bench. We are not running any of the previous evolutions. We are purely pulling this from our discard pile because Incineroar GX has the ability Scar Charge. Once during your turn before you attack, you may put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon. If you do, search your deck for up to 3 Dark Energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So that just accelerates the damage off our tag team ridiculously the following turn after we use our GX attack. So that is the main strat there. A much more common thing is Darkrai GX here, which has the ability that once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard, you may put it onto your bench, then attach a Dark Energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Nice and cool energy acceleration there, all based around the discard pile. For support, we've got some Shaman EX to get us some card draw. Remember, we're starting to go into the Tier 1 territory and explore that, so we are going fast as fuck with the plays. We've got some Hoopa GX. This is useful if we start with this instead of Greninja and Zoroark, and we can search our deck for up to 2 supporter cards, or up to 2 cards, any cards that we want, and put them into our hand. So that is a pretty nice attack there. And then some Tapu Lele action for supporter searching. We've got 11 Dark Energy. Not sure if that's enough for what this deck's going for, but probably no more than 12. In the trainer section, we are very low on supporters, which is what I find interesting to see if it'll work. We've got 4 copies of Cynthia, 4 copies of Professor Sycamore for the big plays, because remember this is all based on off our discard pile. 1 Guzma for a force switch if we need it, and 1 Acerola to potentially bounce back our damaged Greninja and Zoroark. We've got some Float Stones to get some free retreat action going on, because we may need to switch out to our main guy. Then we've got Ultra Ball for Pokemon searching, Cherish Ball to get us just about any Pokemon in our deck, Battle Compressor to get those Incineroars and potentially Dark Energies right into our discard pile. A card that you guys haven't seen, but you've seen a different version of, is Dark Patch, where we attach a basic Dark Energy from our discard pile to one of our benched Dark Pokemon. So that is a way to get our energy acceleration going. You know what? I think I might actually drop one Hoopa and get in like a switch into this before I start the actual video. And then we've got some trainer's mail to just pull trainers from the top of our deck. And that is it. So like I said, no idea if I actually did this in a good way. I'm just kind of basing this off of what I've seen and kind of winging it just to see if this kind of setup works. And you guys will see it next time on more Pokemon.